Hey, what's up everybody? This is PS3 Gamer 303 and today I'll be reviewing Rainbow Six Vegas 2 for the PlayStation 3. So I'll just start off with a quick unboxing. So here's the cover art for the game. Here's the back. And GamePro voted this as the perfect shooter. So yeah. Here's the inside, and the manual is 21 pages long, so pretty sure they're meant to do that just because the title is called Vegas. So yeah, pretty good size manual, and the inside is just plain white. It has no like detail to the inside, just plain white. So yeah, that's the quick unboxing of Rainbow Six Vegas 2, so now let's get on into the review. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk to you about in this review is the story. Now, the story is you play as a SWAT member named Bishop, and terrorists are taking over Vegas, Nevada, and it's pretty much your job to defend or fight off these terrorists. I won't really get too much in the story because a game like Rainbow Six Vegas 2 isn't really story driven. Now what really drives this game is the gameplay. It's a great mix-up of going to a first-person shooter to a third-person shooter using cover fire. And what I mean by that is most first-person shooters don't have cover fire at all. Just like Call of Duty, Call of Duty doesn't have a cover system at all. Like you're seeing now, you can go from first person to third person by use of cover fire and by popping out, shooting somebody, and retreating back, just like you would see in pretty much every third person shooter game. There's also a very good variety of like gadgets to use that you would think that actual SWAT members would actually carry and actually use. Things like night vision goggles and ropes and pulleys to scale the sides of walls, you know, just things like that that you would think that almost like every SWAT member would actually have. So it's very realistic in a sense of how the characters play. In almost every aspect of this game's gameplay, it's very, very solid, if not perfect. The aiming feels really silky smooth and solid. It's a game where you can either run and gun, kind of like Call of Duty, or play it conservative and just, you know, pop out and shoot and just use that cover system to your advantage. The only thing that I can really think of that brings this game down in terms of gameplay is the customization and the choice of guns. There's not that many guns to choose from, and there's pretty much no customization. So if I had to think of one thing that would be bad about this gameplay, that would have to be it, and that's pretty minor. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is the graphics. If you saw my PS3 game collection video, then you would have heard me say that this game reminds me of like a really, really good PS2 game graphic-wise, and I still think that's pretty true. I mean, for a PS3 game, this does not look very good. You definitely buy this for the gameplay, not for a good-looking game at all. This game tries to put a lot of detail in the people, like the gadgets and the guns and the helmets and the goggles, and that all looks great, but besides that, I mean, it all doesn't look very good at all. The buildings don't have very much detail. When they made this game, I can already tell that they just didn't really pay that much attention to putting that much detail into the architecture and the characters' faces, you know, things like that. So graphically, for a PS3 game, it's pretty weak. It's not that good. Alright, so the next thing I'll talk about is the sound, and that is kind of like the graphics. They don't put a lot of attention to it. I mean, you won't even hear, there's barely any sound in any of the gameplay. All you hear is gunfire, doors creaking open and close. They don't really pay that much attention to the sound, and not even during the cutscenes. And that's another thing I want to touch on. Back to the graphics. The cutscenes, I'll just put it this way, there is none. All of the cutscenes are, it's kind of like, almost like Battlefield Bad Company, where all the cutscenes, or almost all of them, are like you in first person, and you can kind of move around and that sort of stuff. And all the cutscenes and the whole story is told through your like earpiece. There's no real cutscenes. Alright, so I guess the next thing I'm gonna talk about is the last thing is the online play. And the online play is actually really fun. I haven't played it all too much, but from what I've played and what I've heard, it's not that much worse than Call of Duty. I mean, it could stand toe to toe with it. It's actually pretty good. Online, there's a lot of features, things like capture the flag, king of the hill, deathmatch, team deathmatch, free for all, things like that. Those are the two main aspects of the game, I'll have to say, is definitely online play and gameplay, because online is a blast. Again, like I said for Call of Duty, this is why this game is gonna stay in your collection if you have an internet connection, because it's a really great game online wise, and if you love online games, then I think you should definitely pick it up. If you're one of those people who don't really care about the presentation of games, such as the graphics or the sound of a game, and your big priority in games is to just have fun and to just play the game, then I definitely suggest that you pick it up, because the online and gameplay features will definitely keep you playing this game. And I got it for about $40, and that was actually a pretty long time ago, so it's probably dropped to $30 by now. So I definitely recommend that you pick it up if you're into having a good time and playing a first-person shooter or third-person shooter, as you're seeing now. I mean, if you play conservative enough, you can almost count this as a third-person shooter. So yeah, that's my review of this game. You'll see all of my numbers and the final overall score in the credits. So thanks for watching this review. Again, this was a review of Rainbow Six Vegas 2 for the PlayStation 3. Yeah, so this is PSR Gamer 303. Thanks for watching, and please rate, comment, and subscribe.